Hello, hello, friends. Hi, welcome to my Friday Facebook Live. In case you don't know me, I'm Sarah Chatello, Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I have a really fun project, super quick, super simple. We'll get to that in just a minute. But first, I had some announcements that I wanted to share with you. So let's give a minute or two for everybody to hop on. I'm going to try to see if I can find my comments now so that I'm not trying to do it while we're trying to make our card here. I'll give you a little preview of the card we're making today. It uses the Peaceful Deer bundle from the new July to December mini catalog. And just a note too, I've been asked this a couple of times. It's the July to December mini, except it doesn't go live until August 3rd. And the reason it's July to December is they planned on having it go live in July, but they had some manufacturing issues and had to push back the release until August. So it's still called the July to December mini. They already had the catalogs printed, had some issues. Now it's the August to December mini. I just call it the holiday mini catalog. It's a lot quicker and easier to say. So I have my comments up. If you're watching this, go ahead and leave me a comment, say hello. The first thing I want to talk about today is the Designer Series paper sale is still going on, and that is until August 2nd. And there are 9 papers included in this sale. So if you're interested in that, make sure you get in on that before it ends. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about were the mini catalog and celebration, which start August 3rd. So if you don't have a copy of this or you don't have a demonstrator, I would be honored to earn your business and just send me a message and I will get these sent out to you. And the second thing I wanted to talk about is the live sale that I am having on Sunday, July 25th at 5 p.m. in my VIP group. So my VIP group is a free community group. It's private. All you have to do is click the link in the description, request to join. There's a couple of questions, and you'll be a part of our wonderful community. I have lots of great people in there. And in my VIP group, I tend to share more exclusive content, things you're not going to see anywhere else, like the live sale. So the live sale is exclusive to my group. It's going to feature retired products, gently used retired products, but at a deep discount. So if you're just starting out your collection and you don't have a lot of craft supplies, this would be a great way to stock up on that. So all you have to do is just join my VIP group, and there's an event, and you click going for the event, and you'll get notified when we start live at 5 p.m. this Sunday. And I have another announcement, but I'm going to save that for the end of the video. So stick around and you'll get to see that big surprise. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera around so that way we can get to work on this cool card. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to cover you here so you don't get sick. I know I get motion sick, so oops, I turned the camera off. Well, that works too. I didn't realize I could do that. So that's cool. You learned something new. And now I have to flip it around. Sorry, just give me 1 moment. We are flipping the camera, turning the camera back on. And I hit the wrong camera button. Hold on, guys. See if that one's by. There we go. Sorry about that. So this is what we're going to be working with today. I cannot show you the inside of the catalog, but I can show you the stuff I've already purchased. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus here. This was not a good idea. Trying to not to get the thing in the way and not to lose the camera while we're making our card. That should work. There we go. Okay. So our card is fairly simple today. I'm going to do something a little bit different for this one because I just feel like this card needs a little bit more. It is super cute and simple by itself, but I feel like it needs a little something. Oh, good morning, Linda. I see you're here watching. Happy Friday. So the first thing we're going to do is this is a piece of the Peaceful Prince Celebration DSP. That's the other side. I cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I have a thick basic white that is cut at 4 1/4 this way by 11. So I just cut it in half and scored it at 5 1/2. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I have a scrap piece of basic white here. And we are going to need the deer and the biggest tree and a sentiment. And I think I'm going to do a different sentiment on this one. So I have cat hair. Cat hair sticks to everything in this house. So I'm going to use the Sending Love and Peace this season. And so what I'm going to do is get a block, and I'm going to go ahead and use a D block just because the tree fits on there so nice. And a B block for the sentiment. Hello, Gail. So happy you could join us. And then I'm going to use a C block for the deer. So for the tree and the sentiment, we're going to be stamping. I'm going to get out some garden green and some cherry cobbler. Turn my, there it is. And some cherry cobbler. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to die cut it using the layering circle. So I stamped the tree first, just because that way it was easier for me to line up my sentiment. I'm just inking out my tree in a little bit of garden green. I'm going to go about there just because I know I am die cutting this and I want to have plenty of room. So you're done with it. And on this sample card, I did use real red just because I wanted to see how it looked. I like the cherry cobbler better. So we're going to go and use cherry cobbler and our sentiment. And I'm putting it up kind of even with the top of the tree just because I know my deer is going to go down here. So then while we have our cherry cobbler out, I'm going to go ahead and ink up my deer. I'm going to put him, let's turn this because we're going to die cut this guy. Or not die cut, sorry, punch him out with the punch that comes in this bundle. So we don't need to line him up or anything like that. Let me clean off my stamps quickly. And if you notice right here is my host code for the month of July. If you are going to place an order, go ahead and use that host code. If you place a $50 order, you'll get the Expressions in Ink tutorials. And if you place a $100 order, you get the tutorials plus a roll of the polished pink open weaved ribbon. And then orders of $150 or more get both of those plus Stampin' Rewards. So be sure to use that host code if you are planning on making an order this week, because it's the host code will be good until next Saturday. Yeah, today's the 23rd of July already. Okay, so let's punch out our deer. And like I said, this is the deer punch, and it comes in a bundle in the new mini catalog. And we're just going to line him up in our punch. And I'm trying to see and keep it on camera at the same time, and that's very hard to do. So let me line it up, and then I'll show you how to punch it out. So I just lined him up in there, and then punch. We have a little deer. You also get a couple little antlers and a nose, which I'm not going to be using for this card, but it's very cute that it punches all that out. Get rid of his antlers and his nose. I don't need those for this card. And then we are going to put all this to the side because I'm going to get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out. So the difference that I wanted to do with this card, like I said, I felt like it needed a little something extra. I'm going to go ahead and emboss a piece of basic black. It is cut by 1 1/4 by 4 inches, so it's pretty small. And I think I'm going to use the Wintry 3D embossing filler. So there's 2 that come with this. There is a pine tree, like I showed you last week on my live, and there are snowflakes. Let's go ahead and use the snowflakes. So I have my platform 1 down. I'm going to put my cardstock in the folder. Put that seam side first. It's a little bit crooked in there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take the number 4 plate, because this is a 3D embossing folder, and that's all we need for our sandwich. I'm just going to run that through. And we have pretty embossed snowflakes. And set that aside and get rid of the plate number 4. Now I need the number 2 plate and a number 3, because we're going to be die cutting. And I am using the layering circles dies, which look like this. So there are 2 different circles. There are regular circles and scallop circles. I'm going to be taking the largest scallop circle in the set, and that's what we're going to be using to die cut. I'll get my tree and sentiment. And this is going to cut off the tree just slightly, and I'm okay with that. That's what I'm going for. And then you need a cutting pad or cutting plate on top of that. Wendy asked, what is the name of the snowflake embossing folder? It's the Wintry 3D embossing folders. It actually comes with 2. There's the snowflakes and then the pine needles. And that, I believe, is in the annual catalog. So now we have our scallop circle. And I like the edging on that. So let's move the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out of the way. And then we can assemble our card. Like I said, this one is pretty quick. I have my card base and my paper. I also took some of the, what's it called? Crinkled seam binding ribbon, and this is Whisper White. And I just put enough to go around it. And then I'm going to attempt a bow quickly. We know how good I am at making bows. Let's see how fast I can be. It's a little wonky, but hey, not too bad. I'm just going to pull through a little bit. I don't want my bow to be that big. Not too bad for being on camera. So I'm just going to snip my ends, and I kind of go at an angle. And there we have a bow. It's kind of a sad little bow, but it's a bow. And then I'm going to take a little bit of seal on the back, because I'm still out of Scotch tape. I keep forgetting to pick some up when I am at the store. Normally I'll just take some Scotch tape and put it around there so I can set my card down and get my stuff even. So now we'll just put seal along the back of that and put it down on our card base. And then I'm going to take a glue dot and my paper piercer and just roll up the glue dot on the end of the paper piercer, flip over my bow, and stick it. That way, nothing, oops, and I just undid my bow. I fixed it, it's fine. I feel like that's my motto in life, it's fine, everything's fine. So now we have our scallop circle and our deer. And I'm going to get a dimensional. I have a pack. Well, I have one left on here, and then I have the edges, so we'll go with that. And just take one dimensional on the back of our deer. You don't want to cover up your sentiment. And then what I do when I get out of a pack of dimensionals is I just trim the outside of it. Saves on waste. Don't throw this away. These still work just fine. But 3 of the little bits down, or you could use 4 regular dimensionals if you're not out of them like me. Oh, before I do that, my embossed piece, I almost forgot it, you guys. So this is just long enough. It's the same width across as our designer series paper. I'm gonna place that there. My original plan was to put the ribbon over it, but I think I'm just going to do it this way. And there, and we have a card. Oh, I didn't put pearls on. Jeez. I'm having a Friday. So for this card, I put pearls. I have some here, the Pearl Basic Jewels. Get my paper piercer. Lift a couple of those buddies off, and I did about 3 on the bottom. I like doing odd numbers, so 3, 5, 7, 1. And now we have a finished card. So if you'd like, you could also decorate the inside of your card since this is basic white. And I did Merry Christmas in real red and the trees from the stamp set in Memento ink. This one I think I'm just going to leave blank. Or you could even put a designer series paper piece in here, like a strip or something. But I like how that looks. So these are our 2 cards. And I did not forget, I want to announce that if you will leave a comment on this video, you are going to be entered to win the Peaceful Print Celebration Designer Series paper. It's a sample pack, so the paper comes in 12 by 12, but I cut it down to 6 by 6. So go ahead and leave a comment. You'll have 1 week, and I will draw a winner next Friday on my live. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of the live sale on Sunday, to join my VIP group. And if I don't see you at the live sale, I will see you all next Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody.